That's one of the back markers moving over. John Shen with a fantastic livery on his car. It's got skulls on fire on it. That's the kind of livery you need on your car, isn't it? None of this sponsorship malarkey. So Philip Hamprecht is saying, apparently, well, his engineers are possibly saying that he's struggling for tyres. From the pits, we're hearing that he's struggling for tyres. He's got 4 laps to go, and has Van der Drift pulled a masterstroke here by just playing it a little bit cooler over the first few laps, just keeping the temperature out of the tyres. Coming round now with 3 laps to go at the end of this one. Van der Drift is absolutely piling the pressure on to Philip Hamprecht. He flashes the lights like mad, pulls out to the racing line. Hamprecht is now super defensive. Hamprecht goes deep. Van der Drift slots up the inside. Job done. Thank you very much. Chris Van der Drift, the 2015 champion, shows the pedigree which he's got behind the wheel and takes the lead here in round 7 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Fantastic. Got mugged a little bit early on in the race. Don't know if he wasn't expecting it or if Hamprecht was carrying better boots, but either way, Hamprecht has led right the way through to now. Hamprecht is trying to fight back, deep on the brakes again, but Van der Drift goes defensive on the way down into turn 3. Popular place to overtake. It's one of the big braking zones here at Sepang. There is Hamprecht's team running the 99, which of course was the championship winning number last year with Nico Menzel. Van der Drift leading from Hamprecht, Andrew Tang, Akash Neil Nandi P4, Zhang Dasheng P5, and Yui Tan holding on to P6. How far back is Martin Rackinger from Yui Tan? 2.6 seconds it seems the gap was before the previous lap. Yeah, okay, and they're 18, roughly 15 to 18 seconds off these guys. Here we are. So that was there you saw in the background. So Hamprecht there ran himself deep, and you could see the big steering inputs from Chris Van der Drift, but managing to get the car in, and then more importantly managing to get it rotated. So a lovely pass by him, applied the pressure, pulled out the slipstream, and look at that, he's gapped him already. Absolutely great drive by Chris Van der Drift. The mark of a champion, a drive like this. 209.7 was his best lap. He recently did a 210.4 the last lap with a 211.0 for Hamprecht, so 6/10 in it, and that of course was enough of a difference for the pass to be done. Andrew Tang coming up to lap John Shen. John Shen will have seen the blue flags at the start of the straight, and in the background there, with a few laps still to go, we've got 2 laps to go now. Zhang Dasheng having a little look up the inside of Akash Neil Nandi. Not going to get it done there, I don't think. Akash Neil Nandi holding on to the position for now, but the race is not done yet, and behind these two, keep your eyes peeled for our leader of the Pro-Am category. There he is, Yui Tan. So Martin Rackinger is looking to get past him as well. Martin Rackinger is going to have a big push, see if he can get past the overall category. Remember, the guys from Pro-Am score points overall as well, whereas the guys in overall don't score points for Pro-Am. So to Yui, this makes no difference to his Pro-Am category championship hopes, but it does make a difference to Rackinger, well, to both of them in the overall standings. Yui Tan is down in P12 in the overall standings, so for Rackinger, as I say, joint championship leader, an extra couple of points would be very nice. Thank you very much indeed. Zhang Dasheng with a bit of pressure on Akash Neil Nandi, super wide and late on the brakes, and in the background there we can see Rackinger. Is he having a look up the inside of Yui Tan? Wait and see if you can see him in the back of one of these shots. He has. Rackinger's passed him. I'm pretty sure that that was a flash of gold from Rackinger. He deserves a gold medal for the drive in this one. P22, and he's currently in P6. Martin Rackinger, what a great drive. And he's up to P6, so he's managed to get past Yui Tan. Surely now that's the last pass he's going to make. There it is. Yui Tan, I don't think Yui will have put up too much of a defence on that, because he'll know there's no point in them both retiring. Rackinger with 2 laps to go. He'll be hoping these two come together in front of him, because if they did, that would be an absolute gift to him in terms of championship points. And Zhang Dasheng is having a real fight here with Akash Neil Nandi. They're holding each other up just a little bit. I say it's a significant gap back to Martin Rackinger, but I said that earlier on about Rackinger and Yui Tan, and yet there he was with 2 laps to go. If these guys have any kind of contact or lock-up, Rackinger is going to be right on them and eager to hoover up the points. You can see he's a fair way back. There we are. Akash Neil Nandi runs it wide and up the inside. Slots Zhang Dasheng. Very nicely done indeed. Very, very clean pass. So Akash Neil Nandi kind of on the standard wide, tight line. Maybe leaving just a little bit too much space. Maybe his tyres have gone off and he just ran himself a bit deep on the corner entry. Chris Van der Drift Well, interestingly, there we are. I was going to say, the graphic said 2 laps. It now says last lap. Andrew Tang is in third. That's a nice job by him. In the background, we can see Akash Neil Nandi. Okay, there we go. Ragginger's already flashing the lights. So Ragginger's flashing his lights. Akash Neil Nandi is a good 10 car lengths in front of him. Ragginger, look, plus 17.5, 15.8 to Neil Nandi. So what's that, a 1.7 second gap? Ragginger could make up another place by the end of this lap. This has been one of the great fight-back drives I've seen in this championship in 5 years of covering it. Normally you have a disaster in turn 1 and it's game over, but Ragginger refuses to give up. He is still chasing them down. Van der Drift with a tidy drive out front. He took the pole. He lost the lead to Philip Hamprecht, but he pounced with just a few laps to go. And we'll have a chat with them here. We'll have a press conference on site here in Sepang in Malaysia. Find out who was on what tyres, what happened. Yeah, we might be able to catch up with them with Virginia if she can grab them before they get dragged off to the podium. There they are, using every inch of the track, but not too much. They don't want to get told off, as I say, by the stewards, especially not now when they're in for such a good result. Where in the background are our guys from P4 onwards? Well, it doesn't matter. Here we go, Van der Drift. He'll be looking in his mirrors, but he knows he hasn't really got anything to worry about now. He can wind the throttle on just that 1/10 of a second later. He can roll off the brakes and onto them just a little bit smoother. He can send the car just a little bit less. Van der Drift, the right-hander at this end of the straight. He's got about 1 kilometre of straight to go. A big break into the hairpin, and then 1 more kilometre again. Back up towards the finish line, probably only half a click, in fact, to the finish line. And he will be on for a win here at Sepang, and he's going to take the championship lead. Here he goes on the brakes. Chris Van der Drift, the 2015 champion. He wasn't on form at the start of the year. He took a win in Japan. He had 2 solid results in Thailand. He's got a double pole here in Sepang, and it is a brilliant drive to secure the win in round 7 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, along with the championship lead. Philip Hamprecht finishes in P2. Andrew Tang crosses the line in P3. In the background, that is John Shen. And we're looking there, that's Zhang Dasheng. So John Shen's being lapped. Zhang Dasheng is going to come through in P4. Martin Ragginger so close to making up 1 more position. Is he going to do it at the timing line? He is not. Akash Neil Nandi holds on, but by 1/10 of a second. So Martin Ragginger so close to making it up to P5. He'll be disappointed to have been taken out in turn 1, but he can be very proud indeed. Yui Tan, look at that. Fist pumps for Yui Tan. Absolutely fantastic. He wins the Pro-Am category from Evan Chen, and that will see the championship gap closed down from 4 at the start of the weekend, 3 after Yui Tan took the pole, and it is now down to just 1 point with him beating Evan Chen in this. But Evan Chen with another good fight back. He made up from P5 to P2 in the Pro-Am category. But for me, drive of the day going to Martin Ragginger. 16 places, we're told, made up from that first corner incident to the finish line. Round of applause for him. Absolutely brilliant drive. Great stuff. Getting assistance with maths from the producer if you're wondering how it's increased so incredibly quickly. My Mensa score has not gone up. I have assistance on the maths.